West Michigan. This is Tap In Podcast. My name is Pamela Keim from Grand Tap Media. My co-host, Stephanie Kolakowski from Grow Business Today. And the spirit of the podcast is to introduce people and businesses to help us all thrive in West Michigan and ask some of those questions that we ask each other behind closed doors. So I have a very special guest with us today. He used to be in West Michigan, and now he's taken his career out into California, and now he's going to be taking that from state to state. He wrote a book called On the Rebound, and I just did that book dedication inside the Grand Castle Library. So I want to welcome my co-host, Stephanie Kolakowski from Grow Business Today, and Will Elements, known as Billy Gaines from Battle of the Gaines. Hello, everyone.
What up, Pam?
Hi, Pam. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, let me just say hello to Stephanie, and you
Good
can.
to see you, Stephanie.
Hi, nice to see you too. Oh my gosh, long time.
Yeah, it has been a long time, Will, and to see you, it brings back memories. If it wasn't for you, I'd like to share with our guest, I would not be sitting here today. I would not have my show Out of the Castle. It's because the courage of this young man that says, you don't need all that to start a show. I'll show you how to do it. And because he was already doing it with video, we were able to start my Grand Tap Media right out of the chamber in Granville. And then 3 weeks later, we were in the studio of WCET. And 3 years after that, I'm sitting there doing my show right out of the castle and in WKTV, and now being aired on GRTV. So I can't thank you enough. All right, so Stephanie and I are going to tap in on your courage and what you're doing in California, because I saw you had a great interview on Fox News. You did fabulous. Now share with us a little bit how that went and what you're doing, and what are you doing with Battle of the Gaines out there in California. Tell us where you're at, first of all.
Yes, I'm in Silicon Valley now. Thank you so much, Pamela, for bringing me on the show today. It's really cool to see how far you've come. I like that you have Stephanie on the show now. I think you both have some great personalities, and I'm really excited to be on your show, so thank you. And I got to get tapped in with Fox Business News about 2 months ago. That was a really cool opportunity. The local news, ABC, was looking for different mall managers that were being impacted by COVID-19. And so we jumped on that opportunity. We went on there, and it was very interesting to see how they spun it, because I talked to them for 10 minutes. I kept it all positive, and all they took was the 5 seconds where I said it's been a tragedy. That's all they took. And so I guess Fox, that's how it goes, right? So I guess Fox Business really liked that, and they asked us to come on, and we got to go on live. So I got to go on with Neil Cavoto. We talked about the new tier we're in, where they were only allowing like 25% of people to eat indoors, and it did really devastate a lot of these businesses. A lot of the businesses have been there for 40 years, and it's about the American dream. It's about they came here to America to build their businesses, and these businesses got shuttered this year. And so we talked a little bit about the governor of California. I know you saw that, Pam, and you thought that was pretty.
You did amazing. You presented your case. Yeah. You represented yourself very well. I was like, David saw it. That's my husband, if anybody doesn't know. And he goes, darn, he's doing really good. You did really well.
Cool.
I saw that interview too. I saw you shared it, Pam. So I took a peek too. You did a good job. Very good job. You've always been really well spoken, and I've always admired Will about you is your can-do attitude, and you have an idea and you're not going to let fear stop you. You always are a faith over fear. Let's change it. Let's do it type of person. So that's pretty cool to see you out there now too, taking that same energy and charisma you have out to Cali from Grand Rapids.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the book dedication we just had yesterday, and the Grand Castle. Your co-author Susan was there to represent, do the presentation. But talk a little bit about you delved into this at a young age. You wrote this book at a very young age when you had a heartbreak. And share with us how that all happened and what possessed you to write this book on the rebound.
Yeah, well, first off, shout out Susan Maciak. She's been an incredible mentor, really an amazing person in my life that helped me write the book. We took my old journals, talking about how I started up Battle of the Gaines, and we turned it into a book. And it's compared to Catcher in the Rye. It's the next Catcher in the Rye. We're trying to get it into schools. But everybody that reads it says it's a really relatable book. Everybody's gone through something in their life, whether, like for me, it was the breakup, or maybe they lose their business like a lot of people are today. But it was pretty cool to be able to write a book, and we actually took it out to New York City too, and we pitched it to Hollywood and Netflix producers, and so they're looking at it. But yeah, we might write another one too. But all thanks to Susan. So that was really cool to see you guys dedicate it yesterday at
Well, I
the
remember
Grand
being
Castle.
at
So thank you.
your book your launching of the book at a coffee shop in Hudsonville. And one thing I admired about
Yep.
you is that you're not afraid to just get out there and try something. Now, for our viewers, our podcast listeners, you know, at your age, and you're sitting you're sitting in California, starting another career, part of your career. I mean, share with us the courage it took to take your heartache, write this book, start Battle of the Gains, and really your goal was to help people just overcome, like you said, some tragic that they think their life is over. And I know a lot of people are probably experiencing that. But you literally did events and everything to bring in more people in the community to help. So share a little bit what you know, what you're doing now and what possessed you to do that.
Yeah, so with Battle of the Gains and this new initiative that we're embarking on called the World Changers, it's all about helping people overcome battles. And it's almost like a philosophy of this warrior mentality where you're overcoming your battles, you're reaching your goals. It's not just physical gains, it's mental gains, it's professional gains, it's stopping the rising rates of depression, anxiety, suicide, homicide. And I really think that people across America are struggling with these different things, but we're all gainers. And so just because I'm in Michigan and you're in California, we got that bond. And I really feel like this has been something that has been needed. And especially now with coronavirus. So you look back over the last couple of years and we were hosting sports tournaments. We were hosting these relationship gains, seminars, helping people gain their edge. And you know, I really wanted in 2019, after we tried to break the world record for the world's largest water balloon fight, I wanted to go out and I wanted to do this 50-state tour where we go and we just meet the American consumer where they're at in their state and have that in-person conversation. But I lost about $15,000 in that event. So I had to go and work construction. I paid it off in a couple months. And then I actually ended up working for a nonprofit that was helping disabled people find jobs. And I was serving at a restaurant part-time because with Battle of Gains, it's kind of like a side project. I'm really bootstrapping it to get it started. But you know, COVID hit, everybody got laid off. I lost my job at the nonprofit. I stopped serving and everybody's claiming unemployment and I didn't want to. So I actually went and I worked at Amazon for about 2 months. And one day while I was driving my truck with Amazon in West Michigan, I was just thinking about real estate. And literally that night, one of my partners called me and said he had a job opportunity for me in Silicon Valley, managing two pretty big shopping malls, about $100 million real estate portfolio. And so I flew up the next day, and within a week I was packing my things up, and me and my two brothers, one from Michigan, one from Florida, we drove across the country to California, and then they flew back to Florida and Michigan. And I was out there for about 6 months, and it was really interesting to see how COVID impacted businesses, because when it first happened in March, I was just working for a nonprofit. So it's like, okay, like our clients probably are not going to be able to find jobs now. And that was the case. But now I was managing over 100 different businesses. And I mean, it was really devastating to see. So that was really wild. But the craziest part was my mom told me when I come out here, she said, you're going to move out here and then something will happen. Yeah. And what that was I met a really great girl. And, you know, we've been going out for a little bit now, about 4 or 5 months. And we're really happy. And her parents believe in our mission with Battle of Gains, and they're actually about to let us borrow their RV. And we're going to go across the whole country. And now I don't have to do it by myself. I can do it with my girlfriend. And I get to do it in an RV, which is pretty cool. So for anybody that's struggling with your mission, with your goals, with your business, whatever it is, your relationships, your physical health, it might not happen right now, but I promise you, if you keep on working towards it, it's going to happen eventually.
Okay, Stephanie, I don't want to keep asking questions. Do you have anything you want to jump in?
Yeah, no, I appreciate your story. And I think you hit the nail on the head, you know, just trusting and jumping in and not being afraid and keeping going and staying strong. So I'm so excited to see your tour. Tell me a little bit about, like, so when you guys take off in this RV, what are we going to see? What are you going to be checking out and checking into? Or is it going to have an itinerary, or is it going to be kind of like spur of the moment, like go where the wind takes you?
Sure. So we've got it all planned out. We actually started the year in Honolulu, Hawaii. So we already hit that state. So we're hitting all 48 states, starting in Phoenix, Arizona. We'll be going to Santa Fe, New Mexico. We're going to go to Denver, Colorado. We'll be there for a few days. My brothers are actually going to come in for that state. We're going to be there for a few days, go skiing and snowboarding. And then we're just going to do our best to hit, a state a day. And then we'll be in Florida. We'll hang out in Florida for a couple of days, maybe going on to the Keys. And then it's like a 12-hour drive up to South Carolina. We'll hit all those states. And then I believe there is 1 week where we're going to be up near like Rhode Island and Vermont, New Hampshire, and all those. And those are all like, we're going to hit like 2 or 3 states per day, right?
Nice.
Like 10 states in a week. And then we're going to go to Michigan. I'll be in Michigan for a week. I'll come see you guys. Come see WB, come see Susan. And then we are going to just wrap the trip up a week a day, or a state a day. And we will be doing about a 10-week trip. So we're going to be doing 5-minute YouTube videos. We're going to be trying the best food in each state. I'm really excited about that. We're going to be going to the state capitol in every state, and we're going to be conducting street interviews, asking people how they were impacted by COVID-19. And I know everybody's sick of COVID-19, right? We don't really want to talk about COVID-19. We're all ready to get through this, but I think it's important to hear people's experience, because everybody did experience COVID-19 in some capacity. And then we're going to be asking people how they're dealing with mental health, and questions like how they would rate their state from 1 to 10. And then on our website, battleofthegains.com, under US Gains Tour, we're going to have a forum where we're going to have solutions for your state. And our goal is to create a forum where people can comment in each state on how they would like to see their state improve, which leaders are coming up in their state, maybe their favorite podcasts like Tap In Media for Grand Rapids and West Michigan, right? But to create a place where we can really collect as much information and data as possible, because in today's day and age, that's the most important thing. But we're going to be doing a lot of the funny Facebook and TikTok videos. And the biggest thing, though, is the YouTube video. I want to have a whole online journal of these 5-minute videos where we got the drone shot coming into the city with the Battle of the Gains RV, and just meeting people where they're at. We're going to be conducting high-level interviews too, like this. But a lot of the interviews are just going to be street interviews with just the normal Joe in each state. So I'm really excited to meet the American consumer where they're at across America and hear how they're overcoming their battles and making gains. And we'll see what happens after, but I think it's going to be really cool.
Okay, so what with you and in your huge network of friends, are you tapping into your friends that maybe know people in the states that you're going to be going into to see if you could, even connect to them? Because you know what, there is a huge need for us to connect to people, at least somebody that can support our mission. You understand that with us working together. As soon as you believed in my mission, then we did, we could launch it. So when you go out, are you reaching out using your Facebook platform to reach out to all your friends and say, hey, going into Wisconsin today, who has friends that, in this area, they may be able to connect you with restaurant owners and stuff, that people that you could do.
Yeah, that's what we'll be doing. We are going to be asking people where we should go, who we should meet with, what we should try when we're there. And just to try to meet as many people as possible. And then we have this new program called World Changers, where you can sign up as a Battle of the Gains ambassador. It can be a moneymaker, but it's not about the money. It's about the impact that you will have by inspiring other people with your story. And so we are trying to sign up at least 1 to 2 World Changers in each state so that we can have an ambassador in every single state. And they're going to be getting on YouTube, and we're basically going to be creating brands within our brand, which is Battle of the Gains. So for instance, in Detroit, we have a guy named Travis who just started up his Grow, Conquer, Learn, and Create YouTube page. And we're posting it on our Gains Live forum on our website every single week. And so my goal is to just have hundreds of world changers talking about their battles, their hardest battles that they've gone through, inspiring other people. And we're really excited about seeing the stories that we're going to be able to share.
Well, I've got this great idea for you when you're out there, okay? Are you ready? Okay. All right. I say, when you go, just a thought, okay? When you need something in every city, I say you put the chambers. You go to every chamber because they connect to each other and they're learning from each other. So you map out and you drive in, and they know the businesses and people who to interview. And I would be driving to those and getting to know, looking up the people who are the leaders of each chamber you're going to be going to, finding out, leaving the messages, pulling in the Battle of the Gains, and videotaping that, sticking it on your YouTube, and connecting chamber to chamber. And Battle of the Gains could be talking because they've got everything there. They've got businesses, they got the leaders, they have the stories, and I think, and they would probably share because all these business chambers need to learn from each other what's going on. And it could be just a huge plug-in, like credit unions, a big plug-in to these to what your goal is, getting to what you need to have answered, and these people already have it all. So what do you think of that? Don't I just love giving you advice, right? I like.
Well,
this is what I would do. You know?
Yeah, no. If you could actually sell that and get one chamber to support it and push it in their network with 10,000 and 20,000 members per state times 50 states, and everybody's kind of sharing those top three stories. That's a great idea.
I take all the chambers. I don't care. I figure somebody's a member.
So I'm the chief of staff for Startup Grind. It's an international network of business owners, and we have a chapter right here in Grand Rapids. We work really closely with Chicago, Guatemala, Canada, California, but we have over 665 chapters across the world, including, majority in the United States. But if you wanted to, I'm happy to connect you to wherever you're going, to the chapter director. And that will give the perspective. We work more closely in ecosystems with startups. So like people that were getting started pre-COVID versus after COVID, because obviously there was over 5 million women, 4 million men that lost their jobs, right? So like a lot of those people said, I've had this dream of entrepreneurship and fear was maybe stopping me from jumping all in. And now they're like, screw it, I'm all in. Faith now. I'm holding on, I'm going for it. Now's the time. And so it'd be kind of cool to see the different perspectives from the different stages of business cycle too.
I agree with her. And I think that you can build this huge following and put it out there. We're headed to the next chamber, get other people to promote it for you. Get it out there, and other chambers might pick up the story. I definitely would be interested in interviewing you, and on your way, and say, well, what chamber are you going to today? And start talking to, and just start getting other people. And I'm telling you, all you need is that little plug-in, and then everybody, and that you can find a chamber pretty much in every city. So that would be and you don't have to be looking for people. You just go right there, and they'll tell you who to interview. They'll probably have people ready for you. You get it started off right. Like Battle of the Gains is stopping in on Tuesday at our chamber, and you just film the heck out of it, and just keep pulling it chamber to chamber throughout the country. That's what I would do to help everybody help me. So, all right, we got 5 minutes, my dear. All right, to the
Are you
Stephanie.
tied in with a broadcast affiliate yet, Billy?
What's that?
Are you tied in with a broadcast affiliate? They're always looking for homegrown content. Part of what I do is kind of work in almost like a broker capacity and media agency capacity of aligning some of that content stuff. So if you were interested, I could try to link you up with. So if you're creating the content and they're put it on their platforms for you, you're not getting paid for it. You're not paying them for it. But if it's good content, and this is just truly something that you're going to stick out, which it sounds like it is, and I have every belief in the world in you because everything you do, you go hard and then you finish through, then that would be something that I bet you could get extra exposure that way too.
Yeah, I think people get behind it. Yeah, I do. And I think everybody's curious about whatever chamber's doing, So, all right, Steph, ask the last question. I asked them a lot.
Okay. All right, Billy, this is our famous last question. So are you ready for it? I mean, this is it right here.
Let's do it.
All right. How can we tap into Billy Gaines? How can we follow what you're doing? How can we connect with you? And if someone's listening today and says, you know what, I believe in that mission and here's how I can support, where do we send them?
So you can go to YouTube. We have not posted that much, but we're really about to start doing these daily vlogs, 5 minutes. We're going to have a lot of inspiration on there. We're going to be meeting a lot of people around the country. And then everything else, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Real Billy Gaines, and then battleofthegains.com. We're going to be having the forum there where you can talk about what you would like to see for solutions in your state. And you can sign up to be a world changer. And we're going to be equipping people to help them start up their own brands and get out there, be motivation to other people. I think that it's our responsibility in this day and age with COVID and everything, with everything that's happening. to get out there and give it your best, inspire other people's, and reach your goals and your dreams. And that's what we're trying to help people do. So if you could just follow us on all platforms, and we'll be doing a really cool trip here this summer. So thank you so much, Stephanie and Pamela, for the interview today. I really appreciate it. It's amazing to see how far you guys have come, and I love being a part of your guys' journey too.
Well,
so
promise us you'll take time on when you take off, like even like after you're like 3 or 4 states, we can just get an update of what you're doing, and so we can follow you, because you have a lot of people that support you and has been part of Battle of the Gains, and I'm excited to see you go from state to state.
The last thing too is we have a GoFundMe page where people can give a small or large donation to help out pay for the trip. Everything with gas, food, advertisements in all states, rest stops. And so if you guys are able to support our mission with Battle of the Games, that would really mean the world if you guys could make a large or small donation on our GoFundMe page.
All right, we'll put the word out and let everybody know. I'm sure there's people in West Michigan that's like would be very interested in supporting and watching you grow, even if it's $5, $10 towards what you're doing, right, Steph?
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
We're gonna wrap this up. So I'm just gonna close it out. All the success. Keep us posted. Look forward to that. This is Pamela Kine from Grand Tap Media, Stephanie Kulikowski from Grow Business Today, and we will catch you next time in the Tap In podcast. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Wow. Okay, that was good.